What are we gonna do about the camera up there and the camera up there?
Well, at least I know
and the
that
camera
there
right
are-
here. Like.
What? You have a boob cam?
Hey guys, Audrey in the Young Hollywood studio with me, Zachary Quinto, who smells really, really good.
Why, thank you, Audrey.
You're welcome.
That doesn't creep me out at all.
No. Well, I practiced. I practiced the range of creepiness.
What's the creepiest way you could tell me to smell?
Zachary, you smell so good.
Oh, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, that is pretty
Got
creepy,
real creepy
right?
at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Good job.
It's the vocal fry.
Good job. It's the vocal
Literally,
fry.
It's the
I like
very
the technical
end.
term.
Yes, yeah, totally. We should totally do the interview like that. It's like we're on NPR, right?
Oh, they do a lot of vocal fry.
A lot, yeah. Start
they
annoying
teach.
you now. when you
Now I'm gonna listen
start
for it and be
doing.
like, Audrey!
Now, I've always been really impressed that you are up on the issues. Like, you are a very thoughtful person.
Thanks.
So, I mean, you were familiar with Snowden before you signed onto this movie.
Yeah.
I made it quite clear that we were in possession of an authentic FISA court order. Now I just pray that it's actually authentic.
Are you actually questioning that?
Glenn, no one has ever seen a FISA court order. There's no precedent here.
Tell us, did the White House make any specific claims about national security that would prevent you from publishing?
I'm sure you had your opinions about him and about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Did working on this change that at all?
No, I would say it galvanized my belief that he is a whistleblower, and whistleblowers come with heaps of controversy, obviously, but in the end, they are people who represent the notion that they are pursuing a truth that benefits others. They have access to information that's not meant to be divulged, but the divulgence of the information is beneficial to the population. And I think that's what Snowden represents in a lot of ways. You know, the government was flagrantly violating our constitutional right to privacy in unprecedented ways. And the thing to remember, and the thing that I think this film really conveys, is that Ed Snowden wanted to be a patriot. You know, he tried to be in the military, and when that didn't work out for various reasons, he went to the intelligence community and found opportunities there. He didn't seek this information out. He didn't look to undermine or discredit the government.
Yeah.
But he felt like at a certain point he had no choice but to stand up and hold them accountable for their actions.
I asked them repeatedly, and they had no substantive answer.
Then there you go. What more do you want? You can go out and know that you're safe.
Glenn, I'd like to talk to Alan before we go any further.
No, absolutely not. We're sitting ducks here, Janine.
And part of that is this whole idea of you sign up for a job and then the job wasn't what you expected it to be, right? Did you have a job that you were like, you know what, this is not what I signed up for, maybe even as an actor? Like, all right.
My first job, I worked in a hardware store in my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that was kind of fun. I enjoyed mixing paint. That was really fun.
Like custom paint, like
Yeah, like, you
with
know,
like fancy names, like, I don't know.
Sure, like if you go to the Home Depot and you want to get a can of Mossy Hills,
Right, yeah.
I would have been your guy.
You know how to, so it would be like 2 parts.
Yeah, 2
forest
parts,
green.
2 parts cerulean, 1 part periwinkle.
Yeah.
1 part
That
true
doesn't
black.
sound so bad.
That was pretty
sounds,
cool.
Yeah. So now that you probably know a lot more about the NSA than the rest of us
Than
do.
I want to?
Yeah, than you want to, yes. So what's going to be your incriminating internet search that's going to get you on the NSA watch list?
I mean, I feel like just being involved in this movie probably went
Just talking to me has probably gotten
Having you
there.
tell me
Yeah.
I smell good is definitely
Only because of the creepy way though.
totally only because of the vocal fry. Your
Yeah.
vocal fry really put me at risk. No, I
It is a national security threat.
I
It's
will
so
say I
strange.
was very cavalier about just my online kind of, you know, like I never really took it all too seriously. And
Sure.
even when I heard about the story, I'm sure like many Americans, I was kind of like, oh wow, that's intense, but like it doesn't really affect me, kind of. You know, it was only through doing this film that I came to realize how vulnerable all of us are.
It's 1 p.m. in New York. If you don't get this out in the next 4 hours, you'll miss the evening news on the East Coast.
But we can post later tonight. I'm sorry, Glenn, but Alan's our editor-in-chief, and I really think that
The
I
government
have to...
knows that we have these documents now. The CIA could barge through this door any minute and you want more time. Act like a journalist and stop stringing us along.
We carry around these devices in our pockets that make us accessible to surveillance at any given moment. You know, I definitely reinforced my passwords, I changed my passwords, I enacted two-step verification on all of my handheld devices, I put tape over the camera on my laptop, and I'm not...
You did put tape over
Oh
the
yeah,
camera? Oh,
totally,
wow.
and I think everybody should.
What are we gonna do about the camera up there and the camera up there?
Well, at least I know
and the camera
that
right here, like...
What? You have a boob cam? But I feel like it's not about being paranoid, actually. And when are you talking about surveillance cameras like in the streets and
well,
stuff?
I mean, just like in the streets, but like you were saying, when you find out that someone can turn on your laptop camera, I mean, at what point do you just not lose your mind?
Well, I mean, I think you have to take precautions to just make sure that your privacy is ensured, and if that means that, you know, you have to
those nudes. Yeah,
delete those. Don't send them to the cloud. I'll tell you that. But no, I feel like it is part of what this movie deals with, and I think hopefully part of what audiences talk about and take away from it is we have a responsibility to ourselves and to one another, not only to keep our governments accountable for protecting us in the way that they're meant to, in the way that they say they are, but also to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and ensuring our own well-being.
Well, before we go, since you know better now, I want to play a little game called Love It or Lose It.
Okay.
So, love it or lose it, selfies. Do you still take selfies?
I do.
Okay, all right.
After what?
After working on this movie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say after working out.
Do you take selfies after working out?
That's the only time I take them.
Really? That's super creepy. Taking pictures of your food.
I never take pictures. No.
Really? Can you just throw a little filter on there?
No.
No? Okay.
Not
all right.
interested.
Lose it.
Lose
All
it.
right. Instagram.
It's the only social media platform that I actually regularly engage.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it.
With no food pictures, apparently.
Nope. I don't think you would find one food picture on my Instagram feed.
Well, I will scrub your Instagram feed and
I'm
get
sure you
super
will.
creepy with it. Texting, love it or lose it.
It's a necessity, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the lose it side, but you know.
But then what do you do? Talk on the phone?
Yeah. Well,
God forbid.
I mean, I'm retro that way.
Use your
though.
words.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna page you later, so I hope that. And I will use correct punctuation.
You will? On the pager?
I will. Zachary, it was so good to meet you.
Oh my God.
It was so great. Let's just make it the weirdest handshake ever. Oh, that's terrible. Okay,
Gross,
that's
right?
really creepy.
Really
Yeah. Ooh. Thanks so much for coming by. He's like, what just happened?
Thanks for having me.